We have a liftoff.
What it is? What's up? I'm looking real. Y'all ain't see that little muscle flex. I don't like this front one. Yeah, I like this side a little better. Like this hat, like the multicolors, y'all feeling it? Get yours from Lulu B Creations on Instagram. That's with a K and a Z. Alright? If y'all go to my Instagram, hey Shmoney. Alright? Y'all see she's in my follows. Find her. Lulu B Creations. Say cheese to Instagram. I got some good stuff for y'all. Got some real good stuff for y'all. Just give me a second. It's gonna take me a second. Just got to keep promoting my business. Discord. All right, cool. So, what we want to talk about tonight? We want to talk about top receivers in the game right now. I was gonna say of all time. That's a different conversation for another day. I might do it tonight. I don't know. I don't know if tonight's episode is gonna be a long episode. If it's gonna be a short episode. I don't know. It's a bonus episode though, because y'all don't normally get episodes on Wednesday. It's a bonus episode for y'all. A lovely episode for me. Do I want to do all time tonight? Nah, I gotta do some more research before I do all time, cause I'm gonna be recent biased. I'm gonna definitely be recency biased. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm definitely gonna say cats from 2010. I'm gonna say cats from like the 2010s era, the teens era. I'm gonna say cats from the 20s, like the 2020s. I'm gonna say cats from like the 2000s and the early 90s. And there's cats. Corin, what's up, my guy? There's cats who was great in like the 80s. You know, I don't know when Lance Allsworth played, but I heard he was pretty damn good at receiver. I don't know when Harold Carmichael played, but apparently Madden loves him. They love to suck the skin off of Harold Carmichael. I need to do some research on Harold Carmichael. Just trying to think. I'm just so recently biased, though. I just think if you take somebody from today's game, if you take like the top 5 receivers from today's game, and you put them in like the 70s or the 80s, maybe not so much the 80s because that's when the game started revolutionizing a little bit, but like in like the 70s and the 60s, you take thank you Lulu B Creations on Instagram. I will I'll put it on Facebook. I'll send it to you on Facebook so where you could get one from. I'll put you on. I got 100 of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. These are my favorite joints. What was I saying? Best receivers. Yeah, if you take top 5 receivers from today's game, which I'm gonna get into, Tyreek, Devontae Adams, Jettas, Chase, AJ Brown. Maybe not AJ Brown because you were maybe not AJ Brown. Yeah, maybe AJ Brown. let me think of like a route runner. Maybe like somebody like Jerry Jeudy. I don't want to say. I'm not saying Jerry Judy's top 5. I'm not saying. I am not saying. Let me just clarify before somebody watches this video down the line and says he said Jerry Judy. I'm not saying Jerry Jeudy is top 5. I'm not saying that. No. What I am saying is, if you take an athlete from today's NFL and you put them in that time, physically, would they survive from all the brutal hits? I don't know, but let's just say they not getting touched like that because they too busy breaking ankles. Like, I don't know, no Diddy, all pause, but Jerry Jeudy has probably some of the best knees in the game. That sounded crazy. Jerry Jeudy, there's so much a better way I could have said that. Hold the fuck. Don't clip that. So that needs to, I'm not posting this video. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Jerry Jeudy has probably the best stop, like, in the game. Like, when he breaks his routes off, the way he can stop on a dime, I don't know why I didn't just say that in the first time. The way he can just stop on a dime is absolutely insane. So if you take him and put him in that time, woo! Man, oh man. I think they'll probably try and lynch him by his dreadlocks. It'll get real bad. It'll get real bad, man. Back in the day, they would say, what type of witchcraft is this, and try and burn him alive. I don't know. I feel the same way if he was to drop like LeBron or KD, Wemby back in that era of basketball too. Like, they would look at these guys like, yo, what the hell is this? We need to put it into it now. But yeah, but do I think that some players from back then could also play in this time? I think a handful. I don't think a lot of them like would find too much success because I don't think the defensive players would find too much success. Like, not all of them. Guys probably like Rod Woodson probably would. Who's the young Ronnie? Maybe Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott might find some. I'm trying to think of some linebackers that might be able to find some. I don't know. I know like Mean Joe Green. I know like the D linemen. They would probably find a bit of success in today's game. But as far as like the only position group that would probably not have such a big portion of players in today's game, like if you were to try and be like, all right, let me take these guys from the 80s and the 70s and you put them in today's game, I really don't think the traditional linebacker what it used to be. I really don't think that they would. There's not too many guys that you could say. There's probably a few, and I'm probably missing them right now, but there's not too many guys that you could say that would be able to survive in today's game the way the league is built now. They get too many damn penalties from roughing the passer or tackling and stuff like that, and they would like unnecessary roughness. Excuse me. And they would probably get cooked out the slot, guarding these slot receivers. They would probably get cooked guarding these running backs, guarding these tight ends. They probably get fried. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I think like edge rushers, like White, obviously, too tall. He was more of like an inside guy, but who's that guy that played for the Raiders? Ted Hendricks. He might find a little bit of success maybe off the edge. But he was more of like an outside linebacker. Before they were making outside linebackers put their hand in the dirt, he was more of like a stand-up outside linebacker who he's dropping in the flats sometimes. I'm just trying to think, like, yeah, it's not too many guys that you could take from back then that you could put in today's game, but it's a lot of guys that I think in today's game could be sufficient. I think probably one of the best guys that you could take from like back then would probably be like Barry. Barry would probably be really good in today's game. Shannon Sharp would be really good in today's game. Emmett would be really good in today's game. I know a lot of the running backs would be really good in today's game. Some linemen, offensive linemen would be really good in today's game. It's just certain positions that I think wouldn't really find too much success. But moving on to my top receivers, though, my top receivers for this year, my top receivers, I'll do 10. My top 10 receivers right now, currently in the league, based off of, I want to say, let's say, how far back should I go? If I was to go back, like if I was to do like a 3-year stretch, it wouldn't be the same as if I was to do like a 2-year stretch. So let's just do like currently active right now. As of right now, best in the league. I don't really care about stats. I'm going to say Jettas is at 1. That's clear. Right behind him, 2 can get really tough because you can still go Davante Adams or you can go Jamar Chase. And I wouldn't be mad if you went either way. Me, I'm going to go Davante Adams. And then I'm going to put Jamar Chase. Just because Davante just showed me a couple days ago that he still got it in his bag, bro. Like, he could do whatever the hell he want. He still got it. He just needs a quarterback. So, Davante, Chase. At 4, I got A.J. Brown. 5, Tyreek Hill. Oh, no, let me flip that. 4, Tyreek Hill. 5, A.J. Brown. That's my top 5. Now, I'm probably missing somebody. Oh, shit. All right. Hold on. You see, this is why doing top 5 can get really tricky. Hold up. Jettas, Tay, Chase, Reek, CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb. Now, you could put Chase and Lamb. Like, that last 3 is really interchangeable. It's really interchangeable. Tyreek is like a Swiss Army knife when it comes to the wide receiver position. Like, he's not just all speed anymore. The guy can really get open. He can create separation. He can... Oh, my God. Something's in my eye, y'all. What the... Ugh! Get out! Whew. Okay. Tyreek can really create separation. The only thing that I don't like is Tyreek in the red zone. I think being in the red zone, it should be a really big part of a receiver's game. And from like the 10 and in, I don't see Tyreek catching a fade ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go one-on-one, I don't see Tyreek getting that one-on-one look for a fade ball. I don't ever remember it. Somebody can send me a clip of it, but I don't ever remember seeing him get a fade ball. I really don't. Like, you can't really throw him a high ball anyway because, the height problem. He probably gets up, but, like, I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a big part of a receiver's game. Like, that, because that's when it really get crunchy. That's where it really get real tough. How you going to score in that red zone right there? I think a receiver who's really underappreciated is Mike Evans because he's probably one of the best red zone receivers ever, if I'm being completely honest with you. Him and Davante Adams are really great red zone receivers. Him, Davante Adams, Megatron, those are really good red zone receivers. But when I talk about top 5, though, all of those 5 receivers, they bring something different to the table. Jettas, we all know, Jettas the best wide receiver. 1-on-1, 2-on-1, you can't guard the guy. Who do I have at 2? Tay Adams, he's been doing it consistently. That's why I have him at 2, because he's been consistent. Pinky, what's up, my guy? You tell me who you got in your top 5 and tell me if my top 5 is crazy for receivers. We talk about top 5 receivers right now. Also, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel I think you just subscribed. Did you subscribe? Hey, Pinky, subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Pinky. Do me a favor, get your other guys on Facebook to subscribe to, cuz I need to, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. All right, but yeah, top 5 wide receivers, Jettas, Tay Adams. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put CeeDee Lamb at 3. And then I'm going to put Reek. And then I'm going to put Chase at 5. I'm going to put Chase at 5. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to switch up my answer because when I think about it in my brain while I talk, I sound crazy. I know I do. But that's my 5. Jettas, Tay, Lamb, Reek, Cheetah. When I say Reek, I mean Cheetah. Chase. That's my 5. Right now, active. 6 through 10, it gets a little tricky. 6 through 10, it gets a little opinionated. I mean, the top 5 is opinionated too, but like back 5 is just like somebody can convince me to change my mind. Somebody can convince me to change my mind. Like at 10, nah, I'm gonna start at 6. 6, I could comfortably put AJ Brown at 6. Comfortably, I could put AJ Brown at 6. 7, I'm just going through all the wide receiver ones in the league in my brain. So give me a second. Opinionated, by the way, just opinionated. I'm gonna go Mike Evans. If I'm thinking very hard, y'all. The X's and O's are going crazy right now. Mike Evans. 8. Trying to think. I'm going through every team. Raiders, Chargers, no. Denver, no. Kansas City, no. Seahawks, no. Arizona, no. Not yet. I like that St. Brown. Thank you. St. Brown is 8. I'm glad I didn't get to. I like St. Brown. St. Brown in your top 5? I like that. Who'd you leave out of your top 5? Adams. You got Tay Adams, JJ, St. Brown, Lamb, Hill. So Jamar Chase isn't in your top 5. Okay. I like that. St. Brown is going to be. I could put St. Brown at like 7 and drop Mike to 8. But Mike can't drop no lower than 8 because Mike's been solid. Mike's been consistent. That's a guy who's going to give you one game. He could give you like 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Another game, he could give you freaking a $130. No touchdowns, but a $130. Consistent third down target between him and Chris Godwin. Mike is going to stay in my top 10. Because there's not really 10 receivers better than Mike, in my opinion. Trying to think, going down the list. Smitty can probably be at like between like 11 and 15, so I'm not gonna put Smitty there. Same thing for Waddle. Nobody in Buffalo, nobody in New England. I know I'm missing somebody. Atlanta, Bucks. I already said Mike. Can Chris Godwin squeeze up there? Chris Godwin could be 11 to 15 as well. I'm looking for my last 2 9 and 10 spots. Nobody in Dallas. Houston, we could go Nico Collins. Nico Collins has stepped up really well. Nico Collins could be 9. Who else do we go through? Texans. That's Texans. Titans. Calvin. Calvin kind of fell off to me. DJ Moore. Boom. There it goes. Diggs. You could say Diggs too. Wow. Who did I just say at 9? I'm trying to remember who I just said at 9. Because I want to take out whoever I said at 9 and put DJ Moore and Stephon Diggs in like 10. Oh, Nico Collins. I put Nico Collins. But damn, Nico Collins kind of had a better recent year than Steph did though. But I feel like we all know Steph is like the better receiver. It's just Nico's getting his shine right now. Right? Pittman in your top. Pittman? Alright, that one kind of throws me for a loop. Pittman? Really? That one threw me for a loop. I'm asleep. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm asleep. I am asleep. You gotta wake me up about Pittman, man. Pittman threw me for a loop. Chase, Pittman, Mike Evans, Diggs, DJ Moore, I can get with those 4. Pittman is the only one that I'm not feeling. I'm not feeling that. So I got Jettas, Adams, Lamb, Reek. Who'd I say at 5? Chase at 5. Then you got St. Brown. No, you got A.J. Brown, then St. Brown, Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, DJ Moore. And Nico was just creeping outside that top 10. 109 receptions, 1152 yards. Okay, so then let me ask you this, Pinky. Let me ask you this. Right? Because, yes, that's all with a track. I understand. I understand Gardner Minshew wasn't the best quarterback for them last year. I think, was it Gardner Minshew? I think it was Gardner Minshew. It was either him or Jacoby. I think it was Gardner Minshew that finished the season for them last year. He was wide receiver 1 because that was the only receiver they really had last year was Pittman, right? Would you take 109 receptions for 1152? And 109 feels like that's forced, by the way. That feels like because that's the only target, that's the only person they could go to. That feels a little forced. Especially in that offense with a running O-line, a run-blocking O-line, and Jonathan Taylor, one of the best running backs in the game. Would you take a receiver that got you 1,300 yards on only 77 receptions over a receiver that got you 109 yards on, 109 receptions for 1152 yards? I'm going to wait for your answer. Because this guy, I could put this guy in my top 10 as well. But I didn't. Because this guy, I think, is better than your guy. You like route runners. Okay, cool. So, why isn't Brandon Ayuk in your top 10 then? Shit, I almost fell again. That's crazy. Why isn't Brandon Ayuk in there? I like Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk could be in my... If like somebody could really convince me that Brandon Ayuk could be in... I could convince myself that Brandon Ayuk could be in my top 10, if I'm being completely honest. I like Brandon. I really do like Brandon. Like, at first, like, with the contracts, the only thing was put Pittman on a team with a quarterback and talent. He's on one right now. AR-15. AR-5. Whatever number he wears now. So, I think Purdy is the better... I want to explain to everybody the situation in San Francisco. Really quick. Okay? This is a great conversation. The situation in San Francisco. I'm going to use San Francisco and Philly as a great example. Those are two great examples. Even LA in 2021. You get you a quarterback, right? Philly got them Jalen. 49ers got them Brock. Then you surround them with all this great talent. Right? Because now everybody's surrounded by this great talent, right? Everybody's nice on your team. Everybody's nice on your team, right? Cool. This sets up for players to do fantastic things. So, I'm not saying AR is a top talent. I didn't say AR was a top talent. I said AR is nice. I said AR is nice. I didn't say he was a top talent. I said he was nice. Let's hold on. Let's backtrack a little bit. AR is nice. I didn't say he's a top talent. He's missing some throws that an NFL quarterback does not need to be missing. But we already knew this about him when he was in Florida. Okay? We already knew this when he was in Florida. All right? Anyway, back to what I was saying. You surround your quarterback by all these top talents, but then within your top talents, you figure out what your top talents can and can't do. In San Francisco, let me explain their situation. They have, everybody knows, they have Kittle, Ayuk, McCaffrey, Debo, right? That's their superstars. Surrounding, and Brock Purdy at the helm, right? Correct? Cool. Last year, obviously, their identity was running the ball. That's what their identity has always been with Kyle Shanahan as their coach. That's Kyle Shanahan's motto: run the ball, get the ball, pound it down, wear him down. Then you got all these motions, these reverses, all this cute shit, right? Cool. when you put on the tape for San Francisco, and they are putting the ball in the air, which they can do very effectively, okay? Debo is not seeing the number one wide receiver. This is on tape, by the way. This is on audio recorded. This is on visual. Debo, when Ayuk is on the field, last year when Brandon Ayuk was on the field, Debo was not seeing the number one corner. They were not following Debo, whether he was lined up in the slot or whether they motioned him out the backfield to the side, outside wide. He was not seeing the number one. Who was seeing the number one corner? Brandon Ayuk. Why? Because Brandon Ayuk is more of a wide receiver, a true wide receiver. Debo, not to take anything away from Debo, Debo's a dog. I respect Debo, but Debo is a football player. His position is listed as wide receiver, but really he needs to be listed as athlete. Okay, that's what they need to, like how they do in high school and they do in college. They put ATH next to their position because they play so many positions. They don't have a true defined position. Debo, we just seen Debo lined up out of the I formation in the backfield. That's not what wide receivers do. That's what athletes do. Okay, then they lined him out wide and he's catching like little curls, little outs, maybe a little dig route here and there. No, stop it. When Seattle just played the Seahawks, who was on DK that entire game? When Seattle just played the Broncos, who was following DK the entire game? The number one corner. Pat Surtain and Christian Gonzalez was following him the entire game. There is, last year when we seen Jettas go for like $180 versus Green Bay, what was that, like one of the opening games? Jair wasn't following him that game. But the second game, Jair followed him and JJ didn't get that many. He didn't get all that much love. He didn't get all that much attention. When JJ played Philly, Darius followed him 90% of the game. He didn't get that much love. He didn't get that much attention. Okay? These don't, it's everything cool. Everything is a system for both sides of the ball. That's true. But teams that run man, you're going to put your number one corner on their number one receiver. It's not a one-time thing. The majority of the time, you're going to put your number one guy on their number one guy. You're not going to sit there and sit your guy on the opposite side of the field. You're not going to put your best guy on the opposite side of the field while their best guy is all the way over there cooking your number two. That's not how that's going to work. That's not how that works. When we just seen Tennessee versus the Jets, Calvin Ridley was being followed by, what's his name? Sauce. Majority of the game. You probably had a couple plays where he was on the other side of the field and Sauce isn't over there. You said, what does it say? So why didn't Jair follow JJ in game one? I'll wait. Okay, we can talk about that. If I remember correctly from the video, from what the interview was after the game, from what Jair said, from what I remember, if I can remember correctly, Jair said that wasn't in the game plan. He doesn't know why it wasn't in the game plan, but it wasn't in the game plan. That's what he said. Whether it's the system or whether it's a game plan, whatever case may be, regardless, you're going to put your number one guy, because what did you guys do the next game? You put Jair on the number one guy, did you not? You guys put him, y'all learned from your mistake, because y'all wasn't going to let him go for another $180, $190. Y'all wasn't going to let him do that again. Y'all wasn't going to let him kill y'all again. Like, majority of the time, your number one is going to follow their number one. Your number one is going to follow their number one. Majority of the time. 9 times out of 10, your number one is going to follow their number one. You don't get Sanders versus Rice, Sanders versus Urban. Yes, we did get that, though. We did get that. I'm going to But why? So, I mean, you watch the Packers more than I do. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you like I watch every Packers game. You watch, because you're a Packers fan. You watch them more than I do. So you tell me, why wouldn't your number one corner follow your number one wide receiver? You tell me. You tell me. And it's not, I don't want to hear it's a system, because we see other teams do it. The Jets do it. Okay? The Jets do it. The Falcons did it the other night when Smitty was being covered by AJ Terrell. Again, Seattle and Denver both did it when they both played Seattle and Denver. Seattle and New England both did it towards each other when they were playing each other. That's not a fact, bro. That's not a fact. That's not a fact. That's not a fact. That's not a fact. I want you to go back and watch the Seattle versus New England game. And then Seattle, like every Seattle game. Go watch the last two Seattle games. And tell me when you don't see their number one on DK Metcalf. And then last year, when you don't see Patrick Surtain guarding Brandon Ayuk. Or even when they just played the Jets. Well, no. Did they play the Jets? They just played the Jets. First week, right? Brandon Ayuk covered by none only Sauce. Really, you could really interchange the two, to be honest with you. You could really interchange. You could really put DJ Reed on either one, too. Because DJ Reed is also, on most teams, a cornerback one. I like DJ Reed a lot. But that's what I'm saying. These number ones are following these number ones. These number ones are following these number ones. Most teams are doing it. Like, just a few years ago, Jalen was doing it. I don't know what they're doing. I think when you're comfortable, when your defense is... Now, what I can say is, to your point, what I can say is, when you have two number one corners, right? Or you have like a 1A and like a 1B, or like a solid number two that you really trust on the island back there, then you could be like, all right, number ones ain't following number ones because I got a guy who's number one's over there. I got a guy who's number one's. Even when you put players in zones, you still put your number one over on the number one side. I don't that makes no sense. Just because you play zone means you're not going to put your number one guy over there. He's not going to line up on that side. That makes zero sense. That makes absolutely zero sense. Just because it's not man, I understand not all teams play man. I know that. For a fact, I know that. I know not all teams play man. It's not college. College, they'll play man the whole damn game. But you do not sit there and not put your number one guy. What do you mean? Pinky. Pinky. I can pull it up right now. I can pull up the whole game, all 22, and I can show you 10 plays of number ones following number ones in today's game. That's a bona fide lie that they don't follow each other in today's game. That's a bona fide lie. Pull up the numbers. Jamar Chase was followed by Christian Gonzalez 90% of the game. Most of Jamar's catches were only because they moved him to the other side of the field in the motion and he caught the ball, where Christian Gonzalez would not follow him. Like, that's wow, I'm catching a cramp. I can't sit like that. That's a fact. Now, again, to my point, when you have two guys who can go with a number one wide receiver, let's say the Ravens last year, for example, right? When the Ravens played, I was there at this game, when the Ravens played the Bengals, and Marlon Humphrey and Brandon Stevens, they were trusting Brandon Stevens to go play against the number one guy against Jamar Chase. Right? You don't have to, when Jamar Chase is moving from one side of the field to the other side of the field, of course your corner is not going to leave that side of the field to follow him to the opposite side because there's nobody behind the corner over there. Obviously. right? Obviously. Not unless it's certainly man. But even in most cases, corners bump off. They always bump off. The next man picks up. Brandon Stephens is on the other side. Locked him up. When you have two number one guys, not two number one guys, but when you have two guys, a 1A guy and a 1B guy, you don't most of the time you don't have to do that. But in those cases, that's when those are teams that are running. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not 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 going to get into it. What I'm going to say is, you know what? Week 3 is right around the corner. Who do we see tomorrow? You know what, Pinky? I got perfect. Tomorrow will be perfect because we get Christian Gonzalez versus Garrett Wilson tomorrow. Tomorrow, and I say this all the time, Pinky, because you're not here every night, but I said this yesterday. I said this on Sunday, Saturday. I say it every day. You can clip me. There's a scissors at the bottom. There's scissors right at the bottom. It's like right underneath of me. It's like somewhere like right here, right? If you click the screen, there's scissors. You can clip it, clip a specific section, and tag what a dumbass or whatever you want to put, and then pull up in the comments a link or whatever of where I was wrong at. But tomorrow would be a great example. Garrett Wilson, watch how the Patriots have Christian Gonzalez matched up on Garrett Wilson, whether they are running man or whether they are running zone. Garrett Wilson, and unless he's being motioned over to the other side of the field, Christian Gonzalez and Garrett Wilson will be on the same side of the field when they're breaking the huddle. I can guarantee that. 90% of the plays, Christian Gonzalez and Garrett Wilson will be on the same side of the field. Same side of the field. I will most definitely guarantee that. But the way the Jets have been lining up, keeping Garrett in the slot and stuff, stacking, it's weird. But I can almost guarantee like 90% of the time, just like how they just played the Patriots. Just like how they just played Seattle. They will play the Jets the exact same, not the exact same way. Everybody's game plan for a different team is different, but they will absolutely line up. It's very similar. Where are we on time? Great conversation too, Pinky. I appreciate it. I gotta get you on the show one day, Pinky. I gotta get you on the show one day. Whenever I can get you on the show, Pinky, I'm gonna text you, Pinky, so I can get you on the show one day. It's 9:38. I wanted to get into my segment for today, Players That Belong in Jail Part 2. So last week, if you missed last week, okay, I had a couple of good guys that needed to be in jail for the shenanigans that they have put the professional world of sports through, okay? So let me just remind you guys of the guys that I had. Let's just see, where is it? I think it's in my phone. Here we go. I had Ben Simmons, Daniel Jones, Dylan Raiola, Lance Stevenson, LeBron James, Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield. Just a quick recap. Ben Simmons robbing 2 professional organizations, about to be 3 for $300 million. Daniel Jones robbing New York Giants for $160 million. Dylan Raiola for identity theft of Patrick Mahomes. Also insane glazing. Okay, insane. Lance Stevenson for blowing in LeBron's ear on national television. Okay, and thinking that nobody was going to see it. And LeBron for letting another man blowing your ear and not doing nothing about it. That's crazy. Deshaun Watson of robbing Cleveland of $230 million, and Baker Mayfield for wasting Odell Beckham's prime. That was more of like a biased thing for me because Odell is my favorite player. But now we got part 2. Part 2. We ready for part 2? Cool. I'm gonna pull it up on my screen. I'm gonna pull up the picture. I don't know how often you guys are on social media, but right now there is a picture going around. I'm not going to put it on here because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube guidelines or whatever like that. But it's a picture of this man with a woman. Okay? And you could tell it's Shaq. Okay? You could tell it's Shaq. The girl is literally, her head is like probably like a few inches over his hip. If she was to lay sideways and Shaq was to spread his arms out like this, okay, she would not be longer than Shaq's wingspan. Shaq's arms literally cover her entire body in the picture. Y'all have to see that. I don't want to put it on here because I don't want to get in trouble. But this man here, okay, is freaky as hell. And he needs to be in jail for getting with women half his size, all right? At least, it needs to be a minimum of at least like 5'9" or above, Shaq. You're messing with a woman that's 5'5" or less or 5'9" or less, you need to be in jail, dog. You're damn near 7 feet tall. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's insane. Pinky, did you see the picture, bro? I don't know who that lady is. I don't know if it's... I don't know... I could have sworn it's just like I seen it on Twitter and people was like Shaq's new girlfriend just posted each other. Shaq tried to deny the claims or whatever on Twitter. She posted like, "Oh no, this is really us." Da 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 da. I don't know. I don't really get into people's drama lives. I just know that was crazy. Shaq, you need to be in jail. That's ridiculous. That looks like child abuse, damn near coming from you, dog. That's absolutely insane. Oh shoot. Intro. I keep forgetting to include that. Alright, my next person is this guy. Pull it up on here. This guy here. David Stern. Now, David Stern, why do you need to be in jail? They're like, why David Stern? We haven't heard that name in a long time. Former commissioner of the NBA. I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in like, I want to say it was 2005, maybe even a little bit, maybe 2006, maybe even a little bit later than that. There was a trade proposed for CP3 to get to the Lakers to pair him up with Kobe. And at the time, CP3 was going on a monstrous run, like crazy hoops. And so was Kobe, right? This guy right here decided to veto the trade. Something I've never heard of before. This is, I'm pretty sure it's happened before where trades get vetoed. But this is probably one of the biggest ones that I own. This is one of the only ones that I know about, that I've ever heard about. Trades getting vetoed, right? You vetoed that trade. That probably would have been the best backcourt duo of all time. A young CP3 and in his prime Kobe would have been absolutely insane. But you vetoed that, and then less than 10 years later, LeBron James, I'm a huge LeBron fan, by the way. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade pair up together. How do you not, and it wasn't a trade, but how do you not block that? How do you not stop that from happening? How do you not stop that from happening? How do you allow that to happen, but you don't allow CP3 and Kobe to get together? That, to me, this might be my weakest one tonight, but that to me feels like you belong in jail, buddy. You belong in jail. Absolutely. Because that's ridiculous. You robbed us. That's why you belong in jail, because you robbed the fans of what greatness could have looked like. You robbed the fans. So, David Stern, you're on the list. You made the list this week, buddy. You made the list. Okay? Old ass. Probably wouldn't survive in jail. Okay. The next three. They are for violence. Okay? First one up, Mr. CTE himself. Current CTE himself. He loves the attention that he's getting right now, guys. I'm letting you know that right now. This guy, AB, what you just did here, you need to be in jail for what you did here today. Not today, but on this day. Okay? Let me see. Do I have the clip? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull the clip up. Yep, I got it ready right here for you guys. Right here. Okay? We gonna watch this shit together. Because this was ridiculous. Okay? Now, no, wait, no, go back. Go back. Pause it right here. My guy. He is, before you even took off, 1, 2, 3, 4 yards away from you. And you have, and this is before Blindsides was like really like flagged heavy, okay? You know how I know? Alfred Morris is on your screen at the bottom. Alfred Morris's name is on your screen at the bottom. This is what Alfred Morris was playing. And he was cooking in Washington. Yo, you could have went left. You could have went right. And you would have scored. You decided to kick this man in his face. He has a wife. He has a son, a daughter at home, a mother, a father watching him playing. Brother, what are you doing? That, AB, they should have locked you up right then and there. They should have put your ass in jail right then and there. Honestly, because what the hell? They should have put your ass in jail as soon as that finished. Look at this angle. This angle is insane, bro.
Oh my God. He is broken in half.
That angle is absolutely insane. Bringing me to my next person, since we're on the topics of hurting people. Leonard Fournette. Playoff Lenny. But at this time, he wasn't playoff Lenny. He was just a bald college player running people over. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this play, but this is probably one of his most famous plays in all of his college career. Maybe in all of his NFL career. This might be one of his craziest plays. This is when I found out about who Leonard Fournette was. This Ole Miss game where this dude hit the edge and then he decided to run this guy over. Look, this man's legs is in the air. He is fully doing a full V-up. Like, he is doing a V-up, okay? We're going to watch the video because I have the video ready to go, okay? I got the video ready to go. No, not this guy. We're going to start it over.
Blocked by Geis. Off to Fournette. Oh, my.
Like,
blocked by Geis. Off to
you sized him up, okay? You see him right here. I really wish this quality was a lot better. You see the man, okay? He's more than 10 yards away. He's about 10 yards away from you. A little less than 10 yards away from you. You see this man.
Fournette.
And he is slowing up. You could have just stiff-armed him. You could have just said, get off me, little nigga. No. You decided to ruin his NCAA college career. Oh my God.
Oh, a crushing run. Fournette delivers a blow after his buddy Geis threw a...
He can't even look his teammates in the eyes. You just took that man's... Oh my goodness. You really just like violated him.
Block in the backfield.
Violated.
So they're lining him up at fullback,
Violated.
using his speed out in the
And then they
flat
gonna play
perimeter.
him
And
from
watch what he
this
does to the
worse.
true freshman
Sit.
Deontay Anderson. It's safety. Welcome.
His teammates can't even believe the shit that they just witnessed. That's insane to me. Okay? That's insane to me. And then last but not least, okay? Last but not least, we have my favorite safety of all time that ever played college football. Now, there's plenty of safeties that were better than him. You got Honey Badger. Obviously Ed Reed. You got all these guys. You got all these guys that were better than Carl Joseph. Okay? But Carl Joseph was somebody to be feared on the football field. I prayed that one day I would never come across this man. And God has answered my prayers. But this guy right here would put the fear of God into receivers who would get deep balls and they just beat cover 2 or cover 1 man. Okay, let me show you guys what this clip right here looks like in full speed. Okay, I'm gonna show you what this clip looks like in full speed. Okay, this was his senior year. Okay, at West Virginia. And it's not this play. He just got an interception this play. Let me see if I can boost the quality up on this video. Can I boost the quality up? Yeah, I can. We're going to boost the quality up on this video. All right, here we go. Here it is. All right, cool. Your receiver beats the one-on-one coverage. If you know what my college, not both my college coach, but my high school coach mainly. This is where I heard it first. For receivers, quarterbacks and receivers, when we did our one-on-one drills and we were running go balls, my coach used to say all the time, quarterback, receiver, if we're even, we're leaving. And right here, they're even just about. He's a little beat, but he's still there. He's still there. But buddy, we going. Bye-bye. No. You see this demon right here? You see this guy lurking in the shadows? He is getting ready to send you to be God. Boom! Karl Joseph, they should have locked their ass up right there. Because you didn't have to do that to that man. You didn't have to do that to that man. You were right there for the interception. You did not have to do that to that man. Karl Joseph. And it's helmet to helmet. That's targeting today. In today's football, that's targeting. We're going to watch it again. My God.
Karl Joseph.
Oh my God.
Like a heat-seeking missile.
Buddy, that's targeting. Your ass is getting ejected. And on your way to the locker room, go ahead, take your pads off. You're coming to jail, buddy. You're going to jail for attempted murder. Okay? You tried to kill that man. What are you doing? Okay? This isn't the 1980s, the 1990s no more. We know about CTE. You just probably gave that man level 5 concussion and CTE. You probably got CTE. That's my fifth, and that's my final guy for the night. You belong in jail, Karl Joseph. I encourage everybody to go watch his highlight tape, though. Karl Joseph's highlight tape is very entertaining. I will say that. Him, Bob Sanders. Bob Sanders is another guy who probably needs to be in jail for attempted murder. Yeah, Bob Sanders. Bob Sanders. Oh, Reuben Foster is also another guy. Yeah, nah, Reuben Foster definitely belongs in jail. That maniac. Oh my goodness. But no, Karl Joseph, you make week 2's big final captain of who needs to be in jail. Because this is attempted murder if I haven't seen it already. This is insane. We got to watch it one more time just because. Oh my goodness. It's just so crazy because I just know when the quarterback let that ball go and he's looking down the field, he is seeing this guy and he's probably like, oh shit, I just got this guy killed. Hospital ball. Boom! Oh my goodness.
Karl Joseph, like a heat-seeking missile. One of the hardest hitters in the nation.
Good thing they got mouthpieces in. Did you see the look of that demon's eyes? Just like, oh my God. Karl Joseph is a monster. He was an absolute monster.
Nation-leading 5th interception of the season.
Who is that? That's not Baker, is it? That looks like Baker. That is Baker. Man, Corn, I'm telling you, man. He said it. Baker, you probably, again, here's another guy. Baker setting somebody else up for failure. Baker, this is 2 times in 2 weeks I done caught you red-handed. You belong in jail, buddy. You also are a suspect, okay, of attempted murder. Very much so. You belong in jail just with him. Like, he was a menace. Yo, let me go see how. Let me see. Carl Joseph's metrics in college. Let me see. Carl Joseph in college was 5'11", 197, doing that to people. Buddy was 5'11", 197, doing that to people. Running backs. That's when running backs had to be like 215 to 220, maybe even 225 minimum to step on the field. Tight ends, wide receivers, everybody had to be at least 200 pounds. He was 197, cleaning niggas. Straight booming. Buddy, you're going to jail. Baker Mayfield, you'll be his cellmate just because. Like, if I'm that receiver's mother and father, I am suing both. Both of them. I want them both in jail right now. Because that's insane. But that is it. That's all I got for you guys tonight. That was actually a really good show. I had a really good conversation with Pinky. And Pinky, you're not here anymore, buddy. But listen, come Friday, I hope you turned them notifications on. Because come Friday, I'm going to be sitting right here with a smile on my face telling you that Garrett Wilson was followed by Christian Gonzalez the entire game. But on that note, I appreciate everybody for coming through. I had 5 people in the building at one point, so hopefully you 5 people also all subscribed, shared the link, liked the page, or liked the video. I enjoy y'all time. I'm about to go chill out. Peace out, familia.
3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.